As many of you know, a major Star Wars The Force Awakens cover feature is coming in the next issue of Empire magazine, and a major point in that article has been released. In the story, J.J. Abrams has confirmed that Kylo Ren, the apparent villain of the new Star Wars film, is in fact not a Sith. The director also goes on to reveal that Ren works directly under Supreme Leader Snoke, who is a powerful figure on the dark side of the Force. Supreme Leader Snoke is a motion capture character in the film, being played by Andy Serkis. Christian, what's your reaction to Abrams' comments?
I love him, and I think that about 3 weeks ago, we actually got this question on Jedi Council.
Yep.
I mean, it's the title of the episode was, will Kylo Ren be a Sith? And I think all three of us said no. Because it seems like they've been teasing. If you're not watching the show Rebels, it just seems like they've been teasing these Inquisitors, and they even said that he was going to parallel Luke almost on the anti-Luke.
Yeah.
So he's got to earn it. Whether or not he's going to be a Sith, I don't know. But as of right now, it makes sense that he's not. Now, as far as Snoke, it just adds up more and more speculation of who this guy's going to be, what he's done, how powerful he is in the dark side of the Force. And I love how much detail and effort is going into all these characters. And that's what we've always wanted with Star Wars. That's what we wanted with the new retelling of Star Wars. I love how mysterious they've been with Andy Serkis' character. He's the one guy, and for a long time, Donald Gleason, you didn't see him. You're seeing more of him now. There's two people now you haven't seen a lot of, and that's Andy Serkis, which you're getting a little snip here, and Max von Sydow is nowhere to be found.
Right.
So those two guys, I'm looking forward to.
And Spider-Man.
And Spider-Man actually does have a cameo in this one.
Yeah, he's a very small cameo.
Yeah, he's a DJ in the movie. Okay.
What is interesting about the discussion too about whether Kylo Ren was going to be a Sith? I mean, none of us thought he would, but you could see why some people suspected that maybe he could. I mean, he's got the mask, wearing black and wielding a red lightsaber. Of course, there's reason there to suspect that perhaps he is, but we all thought that he wasn't. I mean, look, the Sith are gone. There was only two, Master and Apprentice, and they both got wiped out on the same day. So that makes it tough. But I was starting to wonder if Supreme Leader Snoke was going to be, look, if you look on the Rebel side of things, right, you had Jedi, or let's look at the Republic. You had Jedi, but ultimately they worked for the Republic. They were there to defend the Republic, and they answered to the Supreme Chancellor, right, who was not a Force user. And I started to wonder, well, maybe Supreme Leader Snoke is like that on the opposite side. He's not a Force leader, a Force user, but he is the big guy on the totem pole, and these new Dark Force users, not Sith, answer to him. But apparently he is quite powerful in the dark side of the Force. So that is something brand new. That brings up a whole new set of questions that I'm sure we're going to go into on Jedi Council. That is really quite fascinating.
If I had a dollar.
Yeah, I know where that's going. And so now the other thing that this answers is, we debated and discussed on Jedi Council a little bit, is, are there different factions of these guys? Does Kylo Ren not have anything to do with the First Order? Maybe he's his own thing. And then we saw stormtroopers with him, but maybe there are different types of stormtroopers. Now that's set to rest. He works directly for Supreme Leader Snoke. So that is something new that we now know for absolute fact. A lot of interesting stuff coming out of this. What was your reaction to this?
I'm just interested to find out what Snoke looks like, because like in my mind I keep seeing that character from the old Battlestar Galactica 1980 series, the mysterious leader. He's got like a weird octopus head, or just something. I would love it, because it's a motion capture character, I would love it to not be a biped. I would love it to be like some kind of a creature, that would just be, I'm sure it'll be a biped, but when I say biped, I mean somebody who's human looking, with walking around with two legs.
Walks on two legs, two arms.
If I get my way, and he's who I hope he is, and the characters, like the species, it'll get super sweaty now. The species is called immune, and they're part of like the banking clans and stuff too. So that he could play, if they do stick with what Darth Plagueis was, and if he eventually turns out to be that character, and it is immune, it'd be very interesting, because they're tall, they're scaly, they're kind of pale, and they could be menacing. So I'd be interested to see exactly who he turns out to be.
I know. Like just around the internet, they've been talking about Kylo Ren is from the Order of Ren,
the Knights of Ren,
the Knights of Ren.
Yeah,
but that sounds like they were like saying the Ren is like a Darth. It's just like a name. So
it is, and I heard. I mean, and I won't say it now because I don't want to spoil. But I heard a crazy rumor about what the Knights of Ren are, and I trust me, I want to say it, but it sounds like a big.
They're a glorified group of Vader groupies. I mean, when you read the J.J. Abrams description of them, they're basically a big group of Vader groupies, and I mean that in the best way possible. But for whatever reason, when I think of Snoke, I have no reason for this. But whenever I do, you know what I picture in my head? It's not even a show I watch. You know that animated show by Seth, who's the guy who does Family Guy?
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane.
Oh.
That other show he does, American Dad.
Sure.
You know, there's that little gray alien.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, that's what I see in my head when I think of Supreme Leader Snoke, and I have no idea why that.
Please
why
make that
is.
not be what he looks like.
Or have that exact same voice.
That's right.
Hey, Ren. Yeah, no, that would not be good.